Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. It's a second video. I said double upload. It is today. It's a double upload video number 2. If you didn't catch video number 1 from earlier on today, I'm going to refer you to the top right hand corner of the screen. Unless you're watching on a television, then you're obviously not going to be able to click there, unless if there's a feature there now, but I don't know. Anyway, top right hand of the corner, or just go on the channel and go to the previous video. But you'll be able to see my thoughts on the Ian Maatsen news and his comments that he wanted to stay at Chelsea and all of that, and Frank Lampard's analysis on Chelsea's strategy and the way that the club are moving. Go and check that out if you haven't seen it already. We are going to get on with the news, because I did say earlier on that there'll be a lot of news, and there has been, so we're going to cover every single bit that has gone down today. And we're going to start off with the latest on Chelsea's recruitment, which is to do with a set-piece coach that we have nicked from Brentford. Let's get into it. I've got some things to say about this one. Let's get into it. Here's the latest from David Ornstein. Chelsea reached agreement with Brentford to appoint Bernardo Cueva as set-piece coach. 36-year-old continues at Brentford until the summer before moving in coup for Chelsea, regarded as top operator plus will lead department. Further additions to follow. Now, I want to show you something, and then I'm going to get into the detail, right? Because there are good things about this, and there's one point which is a question mark. This is relating to the question mark. Check this out. Cueva will join next season. Pochettino has been consulted about the roles and supports the idea. I'm going to park that thought for one sec. Let's talk about Cueva. Now, we got to be honest, right? And at face value, even me, because of what we've gone through as a football club, right? I see the acquirements from clubs like Brentford or Brighton specifically, right? And I feel like, not just me, but a lot of us have PTSD. We just don't want to go near these sort of like mid-table low clubs, right? But after a bit of research and a bit of digging in and a bit of looking, when it comes to set pieces, the set piece coaches, right? Brentford have a long history. People know just off the front that Brentford have been strong with set pieces last season at least, and going into this season, not as great as last season, but last season they were the best. And I decided to actually go and do some digging and find out who is this guy. And not just that, but Brentford's history with set-piece coaches. And it's funny, because after doing some digging, Manchester City's current head set-piece coach came from Brentford. Arsenal's current set-piece coach came from Brentford. Now, there's a history here. Manchester City in 2019 acquired Nicolas Jova. Nicolas Jova was the set-piece coach at Brentford. He joined Man City in 2019. Pep Guardiola wanted him. Then, when Arteta, who was number 2 at the time, went to Arsenal, Arteta took Nicolas with him, right? So he took him with him. He took Nicolas Jova, and now Nicolas Jova is the Arsenal set-piece coach after being the Man City set-piece coach. Then, because of that, Man City needed a new one. So they went and got Jack Wilson. Jack Wilson came from where? Brentford. So you can see there's a theme here. There's a theme here. So on that front, at face value, it doesn't look bad at all. But there's one common denominator, which I'm not sure is meant to apply to Chelsea. It applies to City. It applies to Arsenal. But I think there's going to be many people that are not going to like this one. Pep Guardiola was in favour of bringing Nicolas Jova to Man City. And then Arteta took Jova with him to Arsenal. So Arteta wanted him. Then Pep wanted Jack Wilson, who recently got praised for the John Stones goal that he scored the other day. Set piece and whatnot. That was a strategy implemented by Jack Wilson, and Pep gave Jack Wilson the credit there. But Pep is also behind the decision making here. This guy, who's behind the decision making for Bernardo Cueva? Apparently, Pochettino was consulted and he supports the idea. So I have to ask the question here. This is where people might not like what I'm about to say. Is Poch staying next season? You know? Pep was the one that wanted both of them for Manchester City. Arteta was the one that took Nicolas Jova over to Arsenal. Is Poch the one that's pulling the strings on this one? Or at least Chelsea are the ones that want Cueva, but have they consulted Pochettino? I'm under the impression Pochettino is going to be leaving. So this is where I look at the two other clubs, and clearly the management are also behind the decision to bring who they want that's going to fit in. With Chelsea, it seems like the club are making the decisions, unless if Poch is staying next season. This is where I want to ask the question now. I've not entertained it, but could Poch be staying next season? Let me know what you think down below. I just thought I would mention that because now I'm starting to think, you know what? Maybe that's what Chelsea are going to decide to do. Maybe Poch isn't going anywhere. And I know a lot of people are not going to be happy with that one. But face value, Cueva from Brentford, they've had a fantastic reputation in terms of set pieces, set piece coaches. And we're getting Cueva. So now Brentford have to go and look for the next one. Maybe Man United will get that one. We'll see. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Now, I spoke about Ian Maatsen earlier on and the left-back situation, and there's been a little development. Let's check it. Let's check this out. This is going to be interesting. So Fabrizio earlier on said Chelsea are looking at left-backs market for the summer transfer window as Ian Maatsen could leave the club. Chelsea monitoring several talented left-backs, same as Manchester United are doing, right? We spoke about this earlier on. Apparently, we want a young, talented left-back with potential. But then this happens. Check this out. Secret Scout replies with this. And then he says this. He is one of a few that they would like in the summer window. Serious interest, but there will be a battle to sign him. Now, this is in relation to Alphonso Davies. We already know that Alphonso Davies has a deal done with Real Madrid. But Chelsea like Alphonso Davies. Can I just say, yeah, as unlikely as I think this is now going to be, but this is the caliber of player we should be looking at. When I hear that we're looking at Alphonso Davies, my heart flutters. Finally, I'm like, flipping hell yes, some proper top quality that this team needs. Finally, yeah, we're looking at the right direction. But, is it too little too late? Is it too little too late? This honestly should have been done maybe when we were outspending the billion. Because now I got to be honest, I think Real Madrid have got first option on the guy. And Real Madrid are Real Madrid. And Real Madrid are building, flipping. The next Real Madrid, they're going to look mad. They're already getting Mbappe. We know it's going to happen. They're going to add Alphonso Davies. They are already building the new Galacticos. It's going to happen again. This is what Real Madrid do. But this is the sort of caliber that we should be looking at. Now, I got to ask, is this just a little story that's put out to make Chelsea look a little bit good? Oh, we're looking at the right players now, finally. Are we even going to entertain paying the salary that Alphonso Davies wants or should be getting? Because look, if I'm going to be talking honestly, Chelsea should be getting this caliber of player and should be given the salary that is required. Simple as that. If we want to operate at the highest level, that is what we need to do. But that's not what we've been doing. So, I want to give the opportunity. Absolutely. I've told you very, very loads of times, very recently, that I honestly think Chelsea are not budging, right? But if Chelsea do decide to budge and start actually shifting the model over to actually bringing in some players of actual quality like an Alphonso Davies, I'm going to be happy. That's what we need. On this front, though, is it too little too late? Look, I actually want to see a serious push because the deal is not done with Real Madrid. I want to see a serious push. If we're going for a left back, this is the sort of player we should be going for. So more of it, please. More of it, please. Yeah? Let me know your thoughts down below. Now, talking about the left back situation, I want to address one thing very quickly, and this is going to come from a personal perspective. I've seen a few Chelsea fans talk about Ryan Aït-Nouri of Wolves. Now, a few of you know where I'm going with this. Because I am half Algerian. I know Aït-Nouri well. I've seen not just Aït-Nouri play for Wolves, but I've seen him before Wolves, and I've seen him play. I remember when Wolves were linked, and I was like, oh, Aït-Nouri could be coming to the Premier League. I was getting gas. I was like, yes, flipping an Algerian in the Premier League. Another one. Fantastic, right? There was already Mahrez. There was already Benrahma. There was very briefly Slimani. There was, so I'm happy. Aït-Nouri comes to the Premier League. Fantastic. I was very happy for him. I've seen some Chelsea fans now start to say online that they reckon Aït-Nouri should be someone that we go for. I want to be honest. For me, personally, I think Aït-Nouri will be a top left back, but I don't think he's ready yet. This is coming from me. I would love to have Aït-Nouri at Chelsea, but I want him to have one more season at Wolves. Why? Because he's got everything in his locker. I believe physically, though, he's not ready. Physically. He's a fantastic technical left back. He's got tons of skill. He's brave. He's a risk taker. He runs with the ball. He gets stuck in, sometimes a little too recklessly, if I'm being honest, but that will come with time where he adjusts that, I know. But physically, when I say physically, I don't mean going into challenge and showing strength. I mean in terms of fitness, in terms of being able to hold the level that is required in the Premier League. You know, he's 22. I don't think he's there yet to be competing at the highest level in the Premier League. Now, some people are going to say, Chelsea are not at the highest level in the Premier League anymore. We're a mid-table team. So you know what? Just do it. Fair enough. At this point, fair enough. But I honestly want us to be, like I just mentioned about Alphonso Davies, bringing in high-quality players. Players that are going to, that have the level to compete at the highest level of the Premier League. Aït-Nouri needs one more season, I think. One more season at Wolves in order to adapt physically. Just, get that side ready. Once he gets that ready, a bit more experience as well, then absolutely. If he holds this form, I reckon at that point, Chelsea should go in. Now, some people will also say, what if another club comes in and takes him? Yeah, that's the risk. That's the risk. But right now, bringing Aït-Nouri in and expecting him to be, oh my God, unbelievable, I still think one more season. At the same time, Aït-Nouri isn't a bench player. He's not someone that should just be sitting on the bench. So we've got to make a decision. Are you picking Chilwell or are you picking Aït-Nouri? Pick one. Make a decision. Because Aït-Nouri is not going to be a bench warmer. I will tell you that now. And rightfully so. He's not at that level to be a bench warmer. He should be starting games. So let me know what you think down below. Now, more to the business side. This is from Lucas Bazek, if I've said that correctly. Here's the latest on the shirt sponsors. I informed about it 2 days ago. Riyadh Air is still interested in sponsoring Chelsea on their match shirt from the new season, but not for the amount of £60 million per year, without the Champions League. The Saudi carrier is aware that this is the only possibility of entering the Big Six Premier League clubs in the next 3 years. So this is what's holding Riyadh Air to this possible deal, is the fact that there's no other Big Six club that are going to need a shirt sponsor. We're the only ones. Funnily enough, we say the Big Six. We're going to be out of it for 2 years in a row. But anyway, don't tell Matisse. Don't tell the Big Six that, if not, he'll probably get chopped. They've already said they're not changing it, so I'm glad. But a joke's a joke. Riyadh Air, there has nothing to do with the Oman Air deal collapsing, by the way. Nothing to do. That was because of upper management that changed at Oman Air. And they just didn't like the deal. Fair enough. But Riyadh Air, it's going to cost, and Lucas actually brings a little bit of perspective into this. He reckons and he estimates that if a deal is going to be done, this is what he said. It won't be very encouraging. This is in response about not being in the Champions League. But it's better than nothing. I think that in that case, the figure could be around 45 million a year. Chelsea are going to have to make do with maybe cutting a little bit. It's as simple as that. If we want a shirt sponsor like Riyadh Air on there, then we're going to have to do it. It's as simple as that. Because we're not going to be playing Champions League football. We might not even be playing European football. This question was in relation to if we actually get Europa League, by the way. If we don't even get Europa League, well, God forbid, we're just going to have to accept maybe a 30 million a year deal or something, because there's no European football. For a sponsor, they're not going to get their brand out as much unless they have European football. If Riyadh Air know that the shirt is not going to be shown to people during a European competition, they're not going to pay as much. That's the whole point of a sponsorship. I want to get my brand out as much as possible. You're not in a UEFA competition, so I'm sorry, I'm going to have to pay you a little less. Makes sense. So, interesting times. We got to win the FA Cup. We actually have to win the FA Cup. If not, this is going to have consequences. Let me know your thoughts on that possible deal. This has come out today in relation to Musiala. This is interesting. Roman and Marina left us with a parting gift, it seems. Exclusive. Chelsea set for serious windfall if Bayern Munich sell Jamal Musiala this summer due to a 20% sell-on clause from 2019 switch of academies. Told no buyback was included. Manchester City and Liverpool been linked for 80 million plus. Now, there's no buyback. It's no surprising because we were dealing with Bayern Munich here. They don't exactly do buybacks. But we do have a sell-on clause. So if Musiala were to go to some club for big money, we get 20%. Cheers, Roman and Marina, for that little last parting gift. Brilliant. It helps us financially, at least. It brings some money in. What I do want to say, I want to ask the question, what happens if Chelsea try and go for Musiala? Does that mean we get 20% off the fee? I'm just saying. Because if that's the case, well, hello. Go and talk to Bayern Munich, please. You know, we could be getting a cut price here for Musiala just because of this clause. Instead of getting a sell-on clause done like you normally do, well, we'll just do business with you and take 20% off the price. Sorted. Could that apply? If it does, I think that's a great, incentive for us to go for Musiala. Fantastic. He's a top player. He's another one that I think would actually bang. So let me know your thoughts down below. We could take Alphonso Davies and Musiala. Not bad. Not bad. Well, then again, it's Chelsea. I'm not so sure they're going to do it. Anyway, now talking about Bluco and not being so sure of things, Strasburg are not sure of a lot of things. Here's the latest on Strasburg. Strasbourg faces a must-win league-earned game on March 16th. Two key midfielders, Ibrahima Sissoko and Junior Mwanga, are suspended. Ismael Doucouré and Emmanuel Emega were absent from this Wednesday morning's team training session. The situation is becoming dire. Why this is the case and why this is important to mention, on top of this actually, Jesse Domingue and Abakar Celia are missing this week too. They got loads of injuries. Funnily enough, Just like their big brother. But they're facing relegation. They need to win games. If not, they're going down. If they go down, well, God forbid, what's going to happen? Because the Bluco brand as a whole is going to be damaged. If Strasbourg get relegated, well, that's one of the two clubs that have gone down. We were already threatened with relegation last season, and it didn't happen because we actually got a little bit of a pull towards the end. Or you can thank Thomas Tuchel's points. But Strasbourg are in trouble. They need to stay up. They have to. If they don't, you best believe if they don't, it's kicking off. Those ultras are not going to let go. There's already a protest on the 31st of March, funnily enough. They have to stay up. So let me know your thoughts on that. Very interesting developments happening. We're going to keep our eye on Strasbourg and see what happens there because it's going to impact us as well. It's the same ownership. It's going to impact us. So let me know your thoughts. Now, this was interesting. Check this out. A source close to one of United's players claimed Mason Mount's move to the club was not for football reasons. United staff said Mount was sensitive about his Chelsea departure, hence the unwillingness to speak beyond their own channels. This was the way that Mason Mount left, and not for football reasons. What does that mean? We already know that his dad had a big influence, and there was the thing about the contract situation and Mount having to leave, and well, he's got to go somewhere. Apparently, Arsenal and Liverpool were in touch, according to this article, and according to Samuel Luckhurst. He mentioned that the fact that Liverpool and Arsenal were in contact. And even Arteta, before going in for Rice, was interested in Mount. Man United ended up getting him. This is where the influence of his dad, I believe, came into the picture because he wanted that to happen. So, but what's the reasoning that he doesn't want to talk about? Interesting. Let me know your theories. And because we're shifting away, we're going to end on this little bit of comedy. I find this hilarious. This is from Mbappe. Here's Julien Laurens. Kylian Mbappe is suing a kebab shop owner for using his name in the description of one of his sandwiches. Mohamed Henny described his club kebab by saying that it is done with a bake-around bread as round as Mbappe's skull. Oh, I got to give credit. I think that's fantastic marketing. This is brilliant. As round as Mbappe's skull. Brilliant. Mohamed Henny, you are a great marketer. It might come with a couple of consequences now because Mbappe's suing. But come on, Mbappe, what are you suing the geezer for, man? Come on, he's running a kebab shop. You could buy him, his kebab shop, his house, his life for pennies, according to what you have. What are you doing? Let the man be, man. You don't. There doesn't even need to be a sue. Maybe he took it personally, actually. Maybe he sort of round as my skull, yeah. How about I sue you, right? As round as my skull. Maybe Mbappe said that. I don't know. But this is hilarious. So a bit of a giggle to end on. Let me know your thoughts on that. I think it was funny. But let's see what the suing is going to amount to. What are going to be the damages? I would honestly just give the guy a warning. Give the guy a warning and just tell him to remove it, and that's it. Mbappe, you don't need any more money. You're going to Real Madrid. You're going to get 125 million signing on fee. What the hell do you need this for? Come on. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I have uploaded. More content coming tomorrow, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Check out the socials on screen and in the description, and I will catch all of you tomorrow. Have a good one, people. See you lot then. Take care and peace.